Hey, my super beautiful, lovely, gorgeous souls. Welcome. Today I'm bringing you guys a reading for twin flame or high level soulmate connections. And this is going to be for separation, separated, challenged, relationships or unions, and sort of what is your twin flame thinking. Okay, so I'm going to go from the divine masculine and the divine feminine perspective, so this will apply to either or. Now you can be a male and be in the divine feminine energy, you can be a female and be in the divine masculine energy. I just want to make that clear because a lot of you say that things I do are in reverse, and that's because you're really not the energy that you might feel like you're in. So if it reads that way, don't worry. Just take what resonates for you, okay? What makes sense to you, what feels right to you, okay? And we're going to talk about today their thoughts, their feelings, and their actions, and what you should or shouldn't do, okay? To help yourself along, to help yourself heal, to help yourself maybe come back into union with them. And we'll take it from there, and I'll pull other cards in as we go. Right now I'm going to start out with one card for the divine feminine, and we've got stripped down. So in separation, the divine feminine is stripped down. That means you're stripped away of all your old self, or you're working on that. Like your old self, your old ways don't even make sense anymore. Like you might even be feeling like, I don't want to be around these people that I'm around. I want to start dressing differently. I want to start learning different things. I want to start elevating myself in ways that I never have. It's like you strip the old you away, okay? And sometimes this suggests that there's a little bit of a dark night of the soul going on. So sometimes when you start to, I don't know, you want to like almost exile the people that are in your life, or they don't feel right for you anymore, like friends, family, coworkers. It's like a complete revival of yourself. And the old you may not recognize anymore. Okay, so it's also like you're sort of starting at a stripped bare, clean slate way now. So let's get a couple more cards for the divine feminine. We've got strength. So you're utilizing inner strength here, or you're learning a lesson about inner strength here, okay? It's also about taming the beast within and sort of giving your strength a voice, okay? So I feel like in your life, you may have had to always utilize this strength, or you're learning now for the first time that you really can rely on your inner strength, okay? And we've got stuck in time. So divine feminine may be feeling like stuck in time in a way where she's more comfortable being in the moments and the memories of the past than using her strength to push herself to go forward. It's like being comfortable staying in the memories, wanting to go back to those memories and revisit those memories all the time because that's what comforts you. So thinking about when things were really good between you and your divine masculine, thinking about times that were happy, the way that you felt, you're kind of bathing in those moments of the past. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's stopping you from progressing on the spiritual journey. And Spirit is advising you to use that strength, that inner strength, and sort of I feel like reevaluate everything in your life right now, because that's really what you're being guided to do. Like I'm talking about friends, friendships, all those things that are from your past, not just the good things with your twin, but also the things that from your past maybe didn't work for you. Spirit wants you to sort of, go through and do like take inventory, they call it, on your life and your life up to this point, okay? So what I would like to do now is we're going to talk about your divine masculine, okay? And their thoughts and their feelings and their actions. And I'll pull other cards in as we go. So let's see their thoughts. I am ready to love and learn. Oh my God, that's beautiful. So in separation, they may have really sat with this and thought about the fact that you were like almost like a gift to them. I feel like they realized this in separation. I feel like they're realizing now where they want to put their commitments. It definitely shook up their foundations about love and responsibility and commitments, because I feel like before they may not have really known that, and they needed to separate from you to realize it. You know, the old expression, you don't know what you got till it's gone. I feel like they realize this now. This is also about just making commitments and wanting to make commitments and honoring them. So this is something that their thoughts, they're thinking this way towards you. They're thinking that, you know, what do they need to do to strengthen this? What do they need to do to learn about love and commitment and how to make it work? They're really there in this energy. They're also, I feel like, working on themselves in a way where they're becoming a little bit more responsible, a little bit more conformed to sort of norms and traditional life. I feel like deep down, they really realize that they would like to have a traditional sort of connection, commitment with you. Wow. Let's get another one for their thoughts, because I really like this so far. I release myself from self-inflicted binds. Wow. So in the past, they could have had a situation, or maybe it was over a person, that they were still carrying baggage. They might have felt trapped in that energy of not being able to release a past person. Okay. I feel like also they may have felt that in the past commitment was a trap and they weren't ready for it. Okay. So some of their preconceived notions about love and commitment are now being cut away. And I also feel like if there was a third party, they cut that person out now. That person is no longer there. And all their old ways of thinking about love and commitment is being cut away as well. They're coming into new thoughts. They also have freed themselves from other binding type things that were preventing you and them from having like fulfillment. I am always open to good news. So I feel like they're just making so many improvements in their life that they're feeling actually really good about themselves. I trust my ability to make a strategic decision. So, I mean, I feel like they want to come back into you, but they're really kind of like, they're doing like the seesaw thing right now. They're like, should I, shouldn't I? Should I try again? Should I not? Should I reach out? Should I? And they're also thinking about how they can clearly say everything they want to say. I feel like they're afraid they're not going to say enough or they're going to miss something. Okay. So I almost feel like they want to write this like a poem to you or a letter or a song. They're very, wanting to be expressive. Okay. So they're fearful that they're not going to say all the right stuff to you. They're trying to concoct it sort of in their head because they're really thinking very logically about the way that you might receive this, especially if they hurt you. Okay. So I feel like they're thinking about that. Now, let's get some more cards out for like feelings and actions. Okay. Some for feelings and actions. Let's see. So we're getting all of this. Feelings and actions. Ooh, that's a jumper. We've got victory. So I feel like they really want this to work out. They want to be able to come to you and it works out. They want it to go their, not really like go their way like spoiled or like a brat. They want it to go their way in a sense where they have it all planned out. Like they map it out perfectly. They know exactly what they're going to say. They're sort of going over in their head the way that you're going to react. They're going over like scenarios is really what I'm trying to get at here. They're like, A is this, B is this, C is this. What if she acts like A? What if she acts like B? What if she acts like C? They're trying to like concoct how they're going to do this. But in their mind, they're picturing victory, meaning that they get you in the end. They sort of transform in the end. And this is also being on the right road. So if you're fearful about being in separation and thinking, oh my God, we're never going to meet again, or we're never going to have, never, Spirit is telling you, no, you are going to have it, but you have to be patient and you have to do some of the things for healing that will sort of reflect or mirror back to your twin. That's what I'm getting from Spirit. Okay. So let's get another card and see. We've got rest and rejuvenation. Now that could just be like, this is like on a break, you know, like, sometimes cycles need to play out and we go into separation from our twin because whatever has to get done sort of has to get done. And I also feel like it's about treating yourself right and getting your proper rest, getting all the nutrition and all the meditating that you need to do. And we've got Angel of Balance. So in their actions, they may be just working out, trying to be a bit more balanced for you. So what's important too here is that I want to talk about something that was mirrored, because that can also help us figure out what needs to be healed here. So something for you and something for them, okay? And this can help with something to try to work on before you come back into union, and casually work on. I don't mean like get to it and think like, oh my God, if I do this, we're going to come back together immediately. That's not how it works. Okay, so for you, I've got Divine Feminine. We've got inner child work. Okay, my childhood left me scarred. So there could be some things with your inner child that need to be worked on, healed, addressed. Okay, now let's get something for the Divine Masculine. Divine Masculine had some jealousy wounds. I don't want to compete with anyone. Okay, wow. So in the past, they could have felt like they had to compete with you for your attention or your energy. It could be that you might have been with somebody else and they felt very threatened by that. So they had to work on that, and still maybe have to work on that a bit, just like you will have to work on your inner child a little bit as well. So let's talk about, some of their actions, feelings and actions revolving around this, and we'll also get to what you should or shouldn't do. Okay. I know that peaceful times will come. Wow. So I feel like they're really battling some of their inner demons and their inner things that they've realized this now. Okay, we've got a lot of swords. So a lot of this is tied up with their mind, is what I'm getting. A lot of mental strife, mental stress, mental conflict. It's like the conflict that you sort of bring upon yourself. I also feel like they felt like they needed to move on because of conflicts. So you could have been arguing, fighting. There could have been a lot of disharmony at the time that this was going into separation. So they're reflecting back on that, but they're also working towards clearing up anything that they may have done wrong, okay? They're thinking about the wrongs, but they're also thinking about how it can be changed, how it can be transformed. And they're definitely thinking about having peace with you. I feel like this ended kind of turbulently, and they are thinking about how can they make peace with you. They feel like you might be a bit intolerant, so they're just being very strategic and careful with the way they're going to word things with you, okay? But I feel like you can expect communication, all right? So like actions, let's see. Let's get some actions out here, and then we'll talk about... Okay, look. Oh my gosh, look. I will move forward when the time is right. So there's emotion behind this. I feel like they can't be emotional when they come to you. They have to be very logical. I feel like they know that you're not going to just listen to any old shit that they have to say. Like if they try to wine and dine you or romance you, they know you're not having it, okay? So they're a little bit emotional about this as well. They know that you're emotional about it deep down. So they're going to try really hard to harness their emotions and go off of logic and reasoning and a lot of verbal more than like the emotional aspects. Okay, if that makes any sense. So let's see something you should or shouldn't do surrounding this connection, and then we'll get into the Divine Masculine. Should or shouldn't do. Wow. The hourglass. Time is of the essence. That's a direct message to just let this sit. When the hourglass runs out, when the sands go through and the hourglass runs out, that's sort of when the time comes. Now, we don't know when that is. I feel like this isn't too far off from y'all reuniting. Okay? It's just that you have to sort of let time take the wheel here. Let everything sort of play out the way it needs to play out. Everything, every emotion, every motion too, if that makes any sense. Okay? Let's get one more. Use your skills to aid others. So I feel like this is a time for you just to develop yourself, develop your good skills, your good intuition, like all your spiritual gifts. It's a time for you to do sort of like a self-focus, a self-reflecting. Okay? I hope that was helpful. Let's get into the Divine Masculine now. So the Divine Masculine, we'll talk about some energies surrounding what's going on with them, okay? How they're, you know, maybe feeling. Hold on, sorry. I do want to just do a shuffle because I feel like it'll break up the energy of my deck here. All right, let's see what we got for the Divine Masculine. Ooh, we've got unreceptive. This comes up a lot. So it could have been in the past that they were unreceptive to you, to your emotions, to your thoughts, to what you wanted. You could have been asking them for an answer or expecting something out of them that they had promised you, and they're just unreceptive. They don't know how to answer. They don't know what to say. They didn't know that maybe you felt as intensely as you did. Maybe they just turned their back on things because they were afraid. A lot of the energies that came out in the first part of the reading, I feel like are very reflective of this. You know, we had some issues with the Divine Feminine being sort of stuck in time. I feel like this is why the Divine Feminine was a little bit stuck in time, because of this sort of attitude the Divine Masculine was giving to her. And look, we've got emotional damage. So I feel like in the past they were hurt. I don't know if it was by another relationship or something from childhood, but they're hurt from their past. They had a lot of like work to do, soul work, a lot of letting go, a lot of accepting, and they had a tough time with that, I feel. Up until now, okay? They may still be in this energy. Divine Masculine is still in this energy, a little bit of emotional damage. Ooh, we got transformation. I love it. So they're working on coming out of that. I feel like they did not feel strong. They may have been like a little arrogant and cocky and put up a wall and like, boom, I'm this way and I'm tough and all this shit. But really deep down, they're very, very hurt. Divine Masculine, you are deeply hurt inside, okay? I don't know if this is something from your twin or something from a past relationship or whatever, but you're meant to transform this. And I feel like that's where the Divine Masculine is at, transforming those sadder feelings and those insecurities and idiosyncrasies into a very strong, very mature energy now. Wow, that's so cool. I love it. Okay, so let's talk about Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine's feelings, thoughts, and actions, okay? Because this is Divine Masculine wanting to know about the Divine Feminine. So how is the Divine Feminine, her thoughts? Let's see what's going on. I deserve financial security. Wow. I don't know if the Divine Masculine was a little bit immature or not working, or maybe, I don't want to say mooching off of the Divine Feminine, or there was just not a good direction with finances or planning for the future. But I feel like this really bothered the Divine Feminine because she may have been a bit more logical with her money and wanting to save. I don't know if the Divine Masculine was unemployed or underemployed, and that was something that she was quite worried about, something that she feels like she needs this in another person. She feels like she wants to be somebody's partner. She doesn't want to just be the one that's doing all the earnings. She wants to be equal with someone, and she doesn't want to waste her time if she doesn't feel like something's going to be that way. Like, she wants to build with someone. And I feel like at that time, she might have not felt like there was any secure foundation with the Divine Masculine. All right, so let's get some more cards. Wow, I'm just thinking about that for a minute. That's, yeah, like not sturdy foundations, I feel like she felt like. All right, we've got Two of Pentacles. I calmly make the best possible decision. It could have been she made a decision to walk away. I mean, I don't know who was the runner or chaser here. I don't know if Divine Masculine too decided that he was going to end this relationship because he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do with his money or his career or stepping up the ladder, so to speak. But I feel like with her, she's kind of like, it's all or nothing. I feel like that's the Divine Feminine's energy here. She's like, it's all or nothing, because I needed you to, sort of like craft out a path for us. And when it came down to it, tooth and nail, he wasn't stepping up to the plate. Divine Masculine wasn't stepping up to the plate. And I feel like she had to make a choice, a very difficult choice, to put her emotions aside and think about the future. And it's not like money rules, but I mean, let's face it, we all need money and stability to sort of live and plan our futures. So that's big to her. I take great care of what I value. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's not like she was like a miser, or she's like a money hungry person, or it's not like she's like a gold digger. It's none of that. It's that mentally she needs to feel prepared for her future, and she wants her partner to sit on that with her. She wants her partner to like build an empire with her, so that in the end you guys sit on an empire together like the king and the queen. That's what she's looking for, what she wants. And I feel like the divine masculine may have been running away from this, or not able to commit to that part of the relationship at the time. But she works very hard. She feels like she works very hard for what she has, and she's not going to like let things go easily in her life. Like her possessions, her things, the things that she works for. This is something that bothers her greatly. It causes her a lot of mental conflict and mental stress. It's the kind of shit that keeps her up at night and bothers her life. So, that could be a little bit why there was sort of a split here, you know? So let's get from the energy oracle, like feelings, thoughts. Look, it popped right out. Happy family. She wants to have that security with somebody, okay? She wants it. She needs it. She wants to say, oh, you know, we're good. We've got a house or a condo. We live together. Whether you have kids or not, whether it's a blended family or not, whether you adopt children, or you just live with your dogs and you're just happy you got a fenced-in yard and a beautiful life together and you have plans for the future and retirement. That's what the divine feminine is after, okay? And she did not see that with the divine masculine, and it hurt her so greatly because she was stuck on the dream of it. And I feel like he may have promised that to her a little bit, or else she wouldn't have been stuck. Okay, he may have said he was going to do these things and he wasn't able to or ready to, or he had too many insecurities or too many wounds from the past. Yep, we've got deceit. So he may have promised her these things. Divine masculine may have done this only because he didn't want to lose her. There is a tie and a connection too for him and his own family and own family issues. So I don't know if he was putting those before her, or if he had some issues or things he had to work out with his own family. But I also feel like he might be a little, not now, but he might have been a little bit afraid of this connection, commitment, commands and demands. He might have felt like, oh, it's too commanding and demanding for me to have to commit to this. And this is what she wants. This divine feminine is nobody to play with. I mean, she just wants a very traditional life that will bring them both happiness, really. Let's get another card. Let's see. Yeah, there was a little bit of deception. I kind of sensed that in the beginning. Okay. Getting the thinking man. So I feel like divine masculine was stuck in an energy where he's was trying to think his way to better days, or think his way to better solutions. He's thinking about her, definitely, but he doesn't know what the next move is. I feel like, you know, he's kind of tapped out in his brain, like, of what to do. You know, he's thinking of solutions, but they're just not, whatever he's thinking up is just not working. It's not enough. You know, I also feel like he has something in mind for the future of what he wanted to, but he couldn't see past the issues he was having trying to get to that. It's like there was things pulling him back, holding him back, like ball and chain type shit that was on him. You know, if that makes any sense, okay? So now I would like to talk about some things sort of like that were mirrored, okay? Maybe some deeper issues, one for the divine feminine, one for the divine masculine, okay? That these may need to be solved, resolved, taken care of, or, you know, dealt with. So the divine feminine in this, I'm afraid to stand alone, fear of being alone. Divine feminine does not want to live her life alone. She wants somebody at the end of the day. She wants to be like, I'm laying in bed with the love of my life and we're just happy, happy, happy. And, you know, we're watching our Netflix and just relaxing, cuddling. And she has in her mind what she wants, because I feel like when we got some inner child wounds earlier in the reading with the divine feminine, I feel like her life was never that way. So she imagined it to be what her life wasn't growing up. So she decided to herself, she's going to find this. She doesn't care how she has to get it. She's going to have it and she's going to find it. She's not going to settle for in between. But there's a deep fear there to be alone. So this time in separation is for her to learn to stand on her own, to be okay being alone and be all she needs for herself. So she doesn't have to rely on the divine masculine to give that to her. And divine masculine is getting fear of rejection. I act like I don't care because I fear rejection. So he's more like that unreceptiveness. He feels like if he just acts like a dick, like a jerk, he's going to push her away. But he really does love her. It's really very conflicted. He needs time to grow up. He needs time to look at what's in front of him. He needs time to sort out his issues, his family stuff, his money stuff, his job stuff, his work, whatever you want to call it, and realize that life is not all about play and not about, I feel like there has to be more commitments that he makes to his own life first. In other words, he has to commit to wanting to make good money and have a job that he likes and do that first. He has to commit to making boundaries with people and commit to healing on his inner, for his childhood wounds, for his insecurities, that sort of thing. And he won't feel so rejected, because I feel like he's just going to keep rejecting her because he's afraid that she's going to reject him and it's going to hurt worse. So it's almost like he'd rather have her hang on and keep her in this sort of like ghostly way, like this ghostlands zone, instead of stepping up to the plate and giving her what she needs. So let's talk about a little bit more feelings and actions, okay? Some feelings and actions of the divine feminine, divine masculine. I'm inspired and positive about the future. So she's still thinking that this could be okay. She thinks deep down that it's going to be okay. I just feel like she is going to, or did in the past, add more to this than he did, okay? It may always be that way. If they want to be together, it may always be that way, that she will maybe always add more to the situation. I feel like she has to shine too. She has to have moments in her life where she shines once and for all, for her to start to heal some things. I also feel like this connection can be healed, but it's going to take time. So it's all if you want to wait for it, is what I'm feeling. Let's see. We'll get another card for sort of actions here. Let's see what we get. I let go and embrace new beginnings. So I feel like this whole thing, yes, it had to end. I feel like it has to completely end, though, where there's, no contact. There's a sense of sort of moving on in different directions. There's ties to the past, but there's thoughts of rejuvenation for self. There's thoughts of going new direction, finding new happinesses, not just with people or other relationships, but in their own lives and as individuals. Job, money, family shit, all that stuff has to sort of, be worked in or worked out, if that makes any sense, okay? But yeah, this is meant to be ending and meant to go into new phases, okay? It's like transformative energy here, that these two people are meant to transform. So let's get what to do or what not to do, okay? Going forward. Be patient. Look at that, like the spider. It takes the spider a long time to make that web. And usually once that web is made strong, it's very fruitful for the spider. So divine feminine, divine masculine, however that resonates with you guys. Patience here. This is really what it is. Patience. Patience, baby. Think about that spider making that web. That's the spider's home. Look, we've got a new relationship blossoms. It could be that one of you or both of you needs to have another relationship to appreciate and realize what you had with each other. That's what I'm getting here. It's very possible. Don't get mad. Don't click it off. Don't hit the dislike button. I'm not trying to be a jerk, guys. I really do this with love. I feel like that might be what it takes, okay? And please take that with the utmost love, because sometimes it is. You don't know what you got till it's gone, okay? So if one of you moves on in that way, it'll make the other one realize some things that we're very stuck in the mud about. I hope this was helpful, guys. Please let me know what you think. Love and light to you all. This has been Lizzie the Lightworker.